William Nigel Ernle Bruce, best known as Nigel Bruce, was a British character actor on stage and screen. He was best known for his portrayal of Dr. Watson in a series of films and in the radio series The New Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Bruce is also remembered for his roles in the Alfred Hitchcock films Rebecca and Suspicion. Biography: Bruce was the second son of Sir William Waller Bruce, 10th Baronet, and his wife Angelica, Lady Bruce, daughter of General George Selby, Royal Artillery. Bruce was born in Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico, while his parents were on holiday there. His older brother was the author and adventurer Sir Michael Bruce, 11th Baronet. He was educated at the Grange, Stevenage and at Abingdon School, Oxfordshire. He served in France from 1914 as a lieutenant in the 10th Service Battalion of the Somerset Light Infantry and the Honourable Artillery Company, but was severely wounded at Cambrai the following year, with 11 bullets in his left leg, and spent most of the remainder of the war in a wheelchair. He made his first appearance on stage on May 12, 1920 at the Comedy Theatre as a footman in Why Marry? In October that year, he went to Canada as stage manager to Henry V. Esmond and Eva Moore, also playing Montague Jordan in Eliza Comes to Stay. Upon returning to England, he toured acting the same part. He appeared constantly on stage thereafter, and 8 years later started also working in silent films. In 1934, he moved to Hollywood, later setting up home at 701 North Alpine Drive, Beverly Hills. Nigel Bruce typically played buffoonish, fuzzy-minded gentlemen. During his film career, he worked in 78 films, including Treasure Island, The Charge of the Light Brigade, Rebecca, and Suspicion. Bruce participated in 2 landmark films, Becky Sharp, the first feature film in full Technicolor, and Buona Devil, the first 3D feature. He uncharacteristically played a detestable figure in The Rains Came, which became the first film to win an Oscar for special effects. Watson role: Bruce's signature role was that of Dr. Watson in the 1939–1946 Sherlock Holmes film series with close friend Basil Rathbone as Holmes. Bruce starred as Watson in all 14 films of the series and over 200 radio programs of The New Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Although Watson often appears to be the older of the 2 main characters, Bruce was actually 3 years younger than his co-star Rathbone. Though for most viewers Nigel Bruce formed their vision of Dr. Watson, Holmes purists have long objected that the Watson of the books was intelligent and capable, and that Bruce's portrayal made Watson far dimmer and more bumbling than his literary original. Lauren D. Esselman wrote of Bruce. "A clever he runs." Rathbone, however, spoke highly of Bruce's portrayal, saying that Watson was one of the screen's most lovable characters. The Rathbone-Bruce film series lapsed with the death of producer-director Roy William Neill in 1946. Since then, most major modern adaptations of Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes stories, especially since the 1970s, have consciously defied the popular stereotype, and depicted Watson faithfully as a capable man of action. Family: Nigel Bruce was married from 1921 until his death to British actress Violet Campbell, whom he always lovingly called Bunny. They had 2 daughters, Jennifer, married in 1944, Jay Gould III, son of Jay Gould II. Pauline, married in 1946, the British flying ace Alan Jeffrey Page. Later life: Bruce, known as Willie to his friends, was a leading member of the British film colony in Los Angeles, and was captain of the Hollywood Cricket Club. Unlike some of his contemporaries, and along with other British actors such as Basil Rathbone and Charlie Chaplin, Bruce maintained his British citizenship, despite long residence in the United States. He also retained his membership of London's Garrick Club and Bucks Club until his death. His final film, World for Ransom, was released posthumously in 1954. Death: Bruce died from a heart attack in Santa Monica, California in 1953, aged 58. He was cremated, and his ashes stored in the vault at the Chapel of the Pines Crematory in Los Angeles. He wrote an autobiography called Games, Gossip and Grease Paint, which has never been published. However, excerpts have been printed in the Sherlock Holmes Journal, and these have been posted online, with permission. Filmography. References. External links. Nigel Bruce at the Internet Movie Database, Nigel Bruce at the Internet Broadway Database, Nigel Bruce at Find a Grave, extracts from Bruce's memoirs, Games Gossip and Grease Paint.